Welcome back to my series on Antifaitheism. My name is AlanBondar, aka The Unraveler, and I am an anti-faithist. Today, we're going to take a look at how theism does not actually provide a standard for morality. Rather, it makes morality impossible. Faitheists claim that God is a necessary transcendent objective standard for morality to exist. But in reality, faith in God destroys the very foundation of morality. Morality requires freedom, responsibility, and a concern for human well being. Faith undermines all three. Let's take a look at 7 reasons why faith in God makes morality impossible. Number one, the collapse of moral agency under faith. Morality demands that people evaluate right and wrong for themselves based on the consequences of their actions in the real world. Faith removes this autonomy. Instead of using reason and empathy, believers are told to obey divine commands. A Christian's chief concern is not whether an action harms others or promotes flourishing, it's whether that action pleases God, which makes human well being a moot concern. Christians simply assume pleasing God is beneficial to others. One must simply trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus but to trust and obey. However, once morality is reduced to obedience, the essence of morality, that is, free moral responsibility, disappears. Number two, the problem of divine command. Faith based systems rely on the notion that whatever God commands is good. But if goodness is defined only as what God wants, morality becomes arbitrary. Murder, slavery, or genocide can all be justified if believers think God commands them. The Bible itself illustrates this. Stories of conquest, subjugation, and divine wrath are framed as holy, even when they would be universally condemned outside of faith. Thus, faith doesn't safeguard morality, it licenses atrocities. Number three, shifting sands, not objective morality. Apologists often argue that without God there is no objective morality, but faith itself offers no stable foundation. Interpretations of God's will shift across denominations, centuries, and cultures. What one church calls righteous, another condemns. This means morality under faith is not objective at all. It is fluid, manipulated by clergy, tradition, and cultural power structures. True moral grounding cannot come from a moving target. Number four, faith turns virtue into vice. Even seemingly good actions under faith, such as charity, kindness, service, are corrupted by ulterior motives. Believers are taught to perform them to please God, secure heaven, or avoid hell. Thus, helping others is no longer about compassion or empathy simply because doing the right thing makes you happy. It's about underlying rewards and punishments having nothing to do with the acts themselves. A system that conditions morality on divine surveillance turns authentic love into a transaction. Number five, faith undermines universal human value. Morality thrives on the recognition of shared humanity. Faith divides people into insiders and outsiders, saved versus damned, believer versus unbeliever. Such tribalism withholds fairness, empathy, and compassion universally and isolates it to just what our group believes our God wants based on our specific interpretation of our preferred translation of our accepted holy book. Such exclusivity is not morality, it's tribalism disguised as virtue. Number six, the illusion of God as moral standard. The popular apologetic claim is that God provides an unchanging standard. In reality, appealing to God is an escape from responsibility. It ends conversation, blocks inquiry, and silences dissent. Instead of working out what actually reduces harm and promotes flourishing, believers shrug and say, God said so. That is not a moral standard. It is the death of moral reasoning. Number seven, why faith makes morality impossible. Morality requires 3 elements. One, freedom to choose right from wrong. Two, reason to evaluate the consequences of actions. And three, empathy to consider the well being of others. Faith replaces freedom with obedience, reason with dogma, and empathy with fear of divine judgment. Under such a system, morality is not just weakened, it becomes impossible. The uncomfortable truth is this: morality cannot exist with faith. As long as obedience to God is the standard, genuine moral responsibility is destroyed. Only when we let go of faith can we begin to live ethically, guided by empathy, reason, and a shared commitment to human flourishing. Faith demands submission. Morality demands freedom. You cannot have both. In the next video, we'll learn how morality actually works in the humanist model. So please like and subscribe, and be sure to join me at Deconversion Nation on Facebook. Also, consider supporting my channel through any of the means listed in the info section below this video. Until next time, live free.